Do analytical models change how we tier fantasy RBS? Imagine trying to pick the best running backs for your fantasy team without any data. It would be like guessing the weather with no forecast. That's where analytical models come into play. They use real stats and projections to help us see the true value of each player. Instead of just ranking players in order, these models group them into tiers. Players in the same tier are expected to produce similar fantasy points. This way, you can see where the drop-off in potential really happens. It helps you decide whether to pick a player early or wait for someone later in the draft. When it comes to running backs, these models look at many factors. They consider how many times a player touches the ball, how often they are on the field, and their touchdown chances. They also look at injury history and how good the offensive line is. For example, a rookie with a strong preseason showing might move up a tier because the model predicts more opportunity. Conversely, a player with a lot of touches last year but a declining team situation might fall in the tiers. These models update as new information comes in, so tiers stay current with team changes or injuries. Different scoring formats also matter. In standard leagues, rushing yards and touchdowns weigh more. In PPR or half PPR leagues, pass-catching backs gain extra value. Analytical models adjust tiers based on these formats, helping managers see which players are more valuable in their league. They also help identify high-upside players versus safer options. Two backs with similar projected points might be placed in different tiers because one has a higher injury risk or less consistent workload. Using these tiers in drafting can be a game changer. They show where the talent pool drops off sharply, so you know when to grab a player or wait. They help you balance between high-upside players and steady veterans. Even during the season, you can revisit tiers to see if injuries or emerging players change the landscape. This helps with trades and waiver wire decisions. In short, analytical models do change how we tier running backs. They bring a data-backed approach that makes tiers more accurate and useful. Instead of just guessing, you get a clearer picture of each player's true value. This can lead to smarter draft choices and better season-long management. So yes, these models definitely influence how we see and use RB tiers in fantasy football.